The White Lotus 3 characters have a strange air around them, just like they have always had in past seasons. It takes a super talented cast to perfectly portray these haunting characters, which is why the cast looks oddly familiar, and you'll be shocked to realize where you know them from. One of the strangest people in the White Lotus 3 has to be the Ratliffs. As soon as they come on screen, they all look fascinating and familiar, especially the dad, Timothy, whom Jason Isaacs portrays as he's popularly known for his role as Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter films. Lucius is Draco's father, one of the franchise's biggest Harry Potter enemies. Despite portraying a villain in the film series, Harry Potter fans enjoyed his performance with the way he played the character with a dark and cold edge. The shocking thing about how Jason came to play Lucius is that he never wanted the role initially, as he auditioned to play Gilderoy Lockhart instead. However, Kenneth Branagh landed that role, and Jason was asked to audition for Lucius. However, he didn't initially like the idea, saying, "I didn't audition for Lucius, I auditioned for Gilderoy Lockhart. I was mightily pissed off when they asked me would I mind reading for a different part." Jason detested this because he didn't want to portray a villain in children's stories, but he took the role after being persuaded by his family. Also, it will surprise you to discover another series where you have seen Jason before, the OA. Jason portrays Dr. Hunter Aloysius Percy, Hap, in the OA, which is believed to be one of the most excellent sci-fi shows until it was cancelled. Even though he also played a villain in this show where he held some of the characters captive in many of the dimensions for his experiment, Jason adored portraying Dr. Hap in the series. And the fantastic thing is that he never auditioned for the role. He said they did start shooting with somebody else. It didn't work out, thank God, because it's one of the most interesting parts I've ever played. And just like the fans, the actor is intrigued by the show and hopes to return to continue with the original 5-season plan. Jason has a lot of range and has been in many popular projects like Black Hawk Down and Peter Pan, where he portrayed Michael D. Steele and Captain Hook, respectively. So, playing a successful businessman who's now wanted and in trouble in The White Lotus adds to his acting depth. Interestingly, his cold but weird wife in the show, Victoria, played by Parker Posey, looks familiar to many people, not only because she has been in other popular films and TV series in the past, but for something more provoking. Parker is the other rude actress being interviewed with Blake Lively in that viral interview where Blake congratulated the reporter for her bump even though she was obviously not pregnant, and Parker added even more spice to Blake's hurtful reply.
What about my bump?
You've got two nice ones.
They are kind of bumps, aren't they?
No, not bumps. The lovely lady lumps. Check it out.
Thank you. Thank you.
However, despite Parker now being famous for that awkward interview, she has also been in other projects like Scream 3, where she plays Jennifer Jolie, the actress who portrays Gale in Stab 3 in the film. So Parker understands what it takes to mix humor with terror, similar to her role in The White Lotus 3. You might also remember the actress from Dazed and Confused, where she plays Darla Marks, which was her first significant role, where she acts as a cool, mean girl, which isn't so far from her character in The White Lotus. Parker was also in You've Got Mail as Patricia, Tom Hanks's character girlfriend in the film, who can be described as super awful and self-absorbed. It's wild how Parker knows how to play these roles a little too well. Chelsea has been an absolute sweetheart in The White Lotus 3 despite having a jerk of an older boyfriend, which is another reason the actress Amy Lou Wood stands out and looks familiar. Interestingly enough, you may have probably known the actress from the popular TV show Sex Education. In the series, she plays Amy Gibbs, one of the popular girls in the school and best friend to Maeve. She dated Adam in the first season, and in season 4, she fell in love with Isaac. Amy's character was essential to Sex Education, as she was a survivor of SA who got rid of the genes she was molested in bravely. You may have also seen Amy in Daddy Issues, where she portrays Gemma, who struggles as a pregnant woman, sharing a flat with her father out of necessity. It was a thought-provoking and humorous performance by the actress, just like her hilarious performance in The White Lotus 3. Amy is an expert at portraying these interesting roles, which is why you might remember her from another comedy film, Seize Them, where she plays an arrogant Queen Dagon who becomes a fugitive after being overthrown by a charismatic revolutionary whom Nicola Coughlan played. However, her much older boyfriend in The White Lotus is portrayed by Walton Goggins, whom you may have seen in many roles in the past. Walton was in the television series Fallout, where he played an almost unrecognizable character, Ghoul, a bounty hunter and ruthless executioner. His story in the show also offers a deep and emotional perspective, revealing that he was once a highly principled father and husband before he turned to the dreary ghoul. And it's super exciting how his character in The White Lotus appears like a harsh and terrible person, but with a heartbreaking and childlike backstory that has made up for the front he puts out to the public. Walton also featured in Invincible as the voice behind Cecil Stedman. His acting range is almost unbelievable, as he has been a lot of different characters for many projects. You've also seen him in projects like Tomb Raider, The Righteous Gemstones, and many others, where he displayed his artistic talent. The three best friends on a girl's trip to the White Lotus 3 have shown exactly what it means to be pretentious with how they compliment themselves so loudly but gossip about one another behind. However, one of the most exciting characters of all three is Lori, who's played by Carrie Coon. Carrie looks very familiar because she's on another HBO show, The Gilded Age, where she portrays Bertha Russell. It's wild how she's nailing her role in the period drama and looks very different from the modern-day character she plays in The White Lotus. However, Carrie's character and her husband, George, are new money in the Gilded Age with amazing chemistry. She tries her best to be accepted by the old money and shows them how extravagant and powerful she can be despite being new and not initially welcomed. What's surprising about Carrie's role in both shows is that she filmed for the two shows back to back, which is incredible, knowing how it must have been tough to switch from a 19th century ball gown wearing character to a modern one against voting for Trump. Despite being famous for carrying the Gilded Age on her shoulders, you might also know Carrie from Gone Girl, which is her first movie role where she portrays Margot Dunn. Although she played a small part in the film, Carrie isn't proud of her work, as she calls it horrific to watch because she believes all she did was make faces. But then, the film's director, David Fincher, emailed her to let her know she did well, which made Carrie rephrase her words to saying she didn't think it was horrible, but gave that answer because she was sleep deprived and was nursing a 13-week-old baby at the time of the interview. Carrie becomes an entirely different person in her role as Vera Walker in The Sinner, where she plays a cult leader and the villainous mother of a boy who has committed 2 murders. Carrie plays a different and unique character in every performance, showcasing just how talented she is as an actress. However, one thing her roles have in common is their ambiguity, as she gets drawn to mysterious characters. Michelle Monaghan plays the famous friend Jacqueline, and she's renowned for her role in Gone Baby Gone as Angie Gennaro, who took on a complicated case with her detective boyfriend, who Casey Affleck plays in their search for a kidnapped girl in Boston. The actress also starred in the popular film Maid of Honor, where she plays Hannah with her best friend Tom, who is secretly in love with her. However, she takes Tom by surprise when she informs him of her engagement to a wealthy man, and it only gets worse when she asks Tom to be her maid of honor. This 2008 movie is one of the best projects Michelle has worked on. The actress also starred in the Mission Impossible movies. Leslie Bibb plays the third friend, Kate, and you probably know her from American Housewife as Viv, the divorced next-door neighbor of the Otto family. Leslie's character in this show shares a like and hate relationship with Katie Otto and is friends with Taylor Otto due to their similarities. You may have also seen her in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where she portrays Christine Everhart in Iron Man and Iron Man 2. Leslie is also featured in the superhero series Jupiter's Legacy, which is a story of superpowered children born to superheroes who struggle to live up to their parents' accomplishments. One of the parents is Grace Sampson, whom Leslie plays. Going through all these different worlds as an actress shows how far Leslie's goes in displaying her talent and acting range. The Ratliff's parents might be strange, but their kids are soon learning to be even creepier. In The White Lotus, there's always a character who makes other characters and even viewers uncomfortable, and in Season 3, Saxon wins the part. Saxon is played by Patrick Schwarzenegger, who has tried so hard to disassociate how he got the role from his father's influence in the industry. However, Patrick is known for his other roles in series like Gen V, where he had a short but memorable role as the Golden Boy. Surprisingly, he is a friendly and good student at the university, which is very different from his annoying role in The White Lotus. Patrick is also featured in The Staircase alongside Parker Posey, who plays his mother in The White Lotus. He portrays Todd Peterson and had to do some weird things to get into the role. He wears pregnant belly prosthetics to show his character's physical change throughout the series. Patrick revealed he had to wear a 4-month pregnancy belly and eat a lot to fill in the gap. You might also remember Patrick from Scream Queens, where he plays Thad, Chad Radwell's younger brother. Despite Saxon being an awful character and brother in The White Lotus, Lachlan appears to be obsessed with him in a strange way. Sam Nivola plays Locke so well that you might be reminded of where you may have seen him as he was recently in a popular film, The Perfect Couple, as Nicole Kidman's son Will Winberry, where he plays a nervous and awkward teenager just like his character in The White Lotus. Sam's role is almost identical in the two projects, where he's the younger, quieter outsider kid in a dysfunctional family in a murder mystery. Sam also featured in Maestro and Eileen. The Ratliff's middle child, Piper, appears to be the only person close to being normal in the family. The actress, Sarah Catherine, is known for her role in Netflix's series First Kill, where she plays Juliet, a shy, kind teenager born a vampire but determined to be a monster. Sarah is also one of the leading stars in the reboot of Cruel Intentions, where she plays a mean girl, a different role from her characters in her other film projects. The White Lotus 3 may have featured many stars who are popular for their past roles, but this season marks Lisa's debut acting project. Lisa portrays Mook in the show, and even though she has never acted before, she's a known and popular face in the entertainment industry with her music. She's also a part of Blackpink, and her refreshing role as Mook is a fantastic start for Lisa in the movie industry.